Tov, good morning, and we continue with our 3-minute daily dose of Torah, continuing to study the Mishnah in the 5th chapter of Pirkei Avot, Mishnah 8, discussing things that were created during twilight, at the end of the creation story. So these are things that we feel desperately. They seem to run counter to nature, and yet we need to. And so they're miracles, but we need to embed them at some point. And if they're not part of full nature, then they're part of beyond nature. And that too had to happen at this sweet spot before God stopped creating. That's the twilight significance. I didn't discuss this yesterday. The twilight significance. It's sunset, but not yet Shabbat, when God stopped all the creating. So God slips in a bunch of things which aren't part of nature. So continuing the Mishnah, V'haketav, V'hamichtav, V'haluchot. And Ktav, which is really interesting, the Mishnah discusses that. Ktav means the characters that are inscribed upon the tablets, not just writing in general, which we could have thought this Mishnah was taking us to. That maybe all of writing was such a development, such an advancement, that somehow needed to be created to be able to express sounds and ideas through the symbols of writing. That might be where this Mishnah is going, but some read this specifically referring to the luchot, to the tablets. V'hamichtav certainly is part of that. It means the way the Torah tablets were written, because the Torah says that it was the Michtav Elokim, it was the writing of God, it was godly, and Charud HaLuchot, and it was it wasn't really writing, but it was actually chiseled in. But according to the rabbinic reading, the Luchot could be read properly from both sides. It was chiseled through, but you could read it with one side facing you, but you flip it around, you would expect, if it's chiseled through, that it is gibberish to you. It's all the reversal of all the letters, and yet, say Chazal, it was still readable. From the other direction, that was a miracle on top of the miracle. So that is the Michtav V'Haluchot. The Luchot themselves weren't just regular stones, but they were somehow importantly created by God, prepared, and that really means, I think the insistence of these three together is part of the other teaching that the sages have, that God intended from the very moments of creation, maybe before creation, to find a way to reveal himself and to give his Torah to the Jewish people. And so God prepares all of those things early on, even though it will take thousands of years before revelation take place. We'll continue, God willing, with the next part of the Mishnah tomorrow.